I'm going to take you through a process of adding some multilanguage captions to a Camtasia project using SRT or VTT files. First, I'm going to take a project that I've done in Camtasia that has captions, and I'm going to go ahead and just do a local export. I'm going to be using the Mac right now, but a lot of these techniques should work with Windows as well. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got some closed captions in here, and I'm going to pick my project and export. Now that I've got that exported, I'm going to go ahead back to Camtasia, and I want to go ahead and export my captions as a SRT file. I'm going to go ahead and go to the directory I just created from the production here. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick SRT. It will work with SAMI too. If you can generate VTT files, this is all supported. It's just that Camtasia doesn't currently export that, but we don't have to create these files from Camtasia for this to work. So I'm going to go ahead and export that. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal in Finder here. So this is the SRT file, and this is the production that Camtasia made. Next, you're going to want to locate the HTML document that has _player at the end of it. This first part of it could be different depending on what you named your project, especially on Windows. And I'm going to go ahead and open this in a text editor. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and use Visual Studio Code, which is a free tool that Microsoft offers, but you can use any type of text editor. So I'm going to go ahead and add this JavaScript here, and this is going to take the file that we just created. So if I look here in Finder, we see that the SRT file is called this. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to rename this, and this is going to be my captions, and this is going to be the English track. It really doesn't matter what you name this, it's kind of how you want to track the files. So I'm going to grab this name here, and then go back and then paste this here. So this tells the Smart Player what file to load, and because it's in the same directory as this file here, I don't need any file path stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and tell it what language I want this to be. So this is going to be EN US, and I'll provide a link with the supported language codes. And I'm going to go ahead and save this document. So at this point, we've told Smart Player that I'm going to supply a caption track source, and it's going to be this file here. If you had another format like VTT or SAMI, that's fine. We set it up exactly the same. In order to see this running, we need to go ahead and upload our project to actual web server. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I've gone ahead and uploaded my project to a test web server here, and when I go ahead and hit play, you'll see that I've got captions displayed here. To verify that we're actually using this SRT file, I'm going to go ahead and open up the DevTools, and I'm going to be using Chrome for this demo. And if you go to Network tab here and make sure I'm looking for all stuff, I'll just refresh the page. And we start looking at stuff here, we will see that we have a captions en SRT file. So Smart Player goes ahead and loads that and is using it to display the captions. So if you follow these steps and upload it and you're not seeing your SRT file, one problem that I've run into is that your server may not be configured to serve SRT or VTT file, whatever caption format you want. So what I had to do in the server we're working with is using IIS from Microsoft is to add a web config file that actually supports this. And so this is what ours looks like for this. So if you run into this, go ahead and check that you might need to configure your server to serve that. It might not be on by default. Now, if we want to go ahead and add more languages, we will go back to our folder here. And I'm going to just simply copy this existing file here, make a copy of it, and this is going to be German for our test case. A text editor. I'll just use TextEdit for now. And then we can go ahead and just do whatever translation method that you have in place for your company. And so I can just say, for this demo, this is German. So we can just kind of pretend. make your changes and save it. One thing I'll call out is these times can be totally different or independent from your other ones. So if you need to adjust these times based on the language type, feel free, as long as they're valid files. Anyway, you can generate these SRT files. It'll work with the Smart Player. So I'll make sure that's saved. Go ahead and close. And now I need to go back to my editor where I was editing the HTML. And then we're going to go ahead and add that in addition to this. So I just will load another one, and this one's going to be my German one. And then I go ahead and specify the German language code here. And then we just kind of follow suit, so you can add as many languages as you want in whatever order that you want in Smart Player. So I can go ahead and save that, and then I'll re-upload all this stuff and see what the player looks like. Alright, so I've gone ahead and uploaded those changes to the test server. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the player here. And then when you go ahead and look here, we'll still see our English stuff. If I go under our gear settings, you'll see a closed caption thing show up. So Smart Player will auto-detect the languages that we give it and display them here as options to switch between. So if we switch to the German one and I go way back to the beginning, we'll see, yep, there is my fake thing I put in there. It says this is German. Kind of shows you that we're using that other SRT file. I hope this has helped. Thanks.